Welcome to Jeremiah's Porch Talks. This is where we take a few minutes and talk about leadership and life right from my front porch here in Sykesville, Maryland. Rain or shine, this is a time for us to reflect, reset, and get ready for whatever comes next in our respective journeys. I'm Jeremiah. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm still in the wonderful Columbus, Ohio, spending a little bit of time in peaceful Antrim Park. Today I want to provide some lessons that I've learned about bringing a sense of calmness during times of stress. I've come to believe that one of the most underrated leadership superpowers is just this: making people feel safe, especially when the world around them doesn't. Not safe from challenge, disagreement, or failure, but safe enough to show up honestly, safe enough to speak without rehearsing every word, and safe enough to disagree and still feel like you belong. That's what psychological safety is. Harvard researcher Amy Edmondson first defined psychological safety as a shared belief that the environment is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. In simple terms, it means you're not going to be punished, humiliated, or ignored for being yourself, for asking a hard question, or saying, "I don't know." It's the soil that trust, creativity, and resilience grow in. And whether you're leading a team, or raising a family, or just trying to hold it together during tough times, psychological safety makes all the difference. But let's be real. It's easy to talk about psychological safety when things are calm. It's when chaos hits that things really get tested. And that's when the real work begins. Peter Hawkins, a leading thought leader in high-value teams and team development, teaches that high-value teams don't avoid pressure, they transform it. And I think this truth applies beyond boardrooms and project teams. It applies in families in crisis, classrooms with overwhelmed teachers, or relationships strained by silence and stress. So how do you build psychological safety in a world that feels like it's moving faster than you can even catch a breath? Here are a few things that have stuck with me, things that I've seen work that Hawkins has helped put some language to. Number one, create shared purpose, not just shared to-do lists. When chaos is all around, people lose sight of why. They grip tightly to their tasks, hoping that the checklist will anchor them. But checklists don't inspire people. Shared meaning does. Hawkins calls this future-back thinking. Begin with the future and what you want to build, and then work backward together to find it. Whether you're a leader with a team or a parent with children, people feel safer when they know there's a bigger purpose tying them all together. And in moments of disorder, reminding people of that purpose helps ground them. Number two, build reflexivity into the routine. Reflexivity is the discipline of stepping back and looking at what we're working toward together. It's a pause, not just to review what's getting done, but how we're relating in the process. This works wonders in family life too. Instead of just correcting behavior, ask your child, how are we doing together? How did that conversation make you feel? Even just acknowledging the tension without rushing to fix it lets people exhale. And that space is often all someone really needs, to be honest. Number three, prioritize inquiry over advocacy. In stressful moments, it's tempting to get louder with your point of view, to advocate harder. But Hawkins encourages leaders to ask more questions before offering more opinions, especially during times of stress. Some powerful examples of questions could include, what might we be missing? Or how are we each contributing to the stress that we're feeling? Or what needs to be said that hasn't been said yet? I've tried this at home with my own kids, especially when emotions run high. Instead of leading with, here's what I think you should do, I try to ask, what's making this feel so hard for you? And that little shift can break down the conversation in ways I've never expected. Number 4, invite edge voices. There's always someone on the edge of the circle, whether it's a quiet team member, a teenager who barely says more than "I'm fine," or a partner who's shut down emotionally. Hawkins teaches that edge voices often hold crucial insights, but they won't offer them unless they know it's safe to do so. So we have to go first. We have to reach out, make space, and really listen. Not correct their statements, not immediately respond or react to what they just said, but just listen. That act alone builds bridges, one moment at a time. And number 5, stay anchored in presence. Here's the hardest thing to do of everything I've said today, especially when everything feels like it's coming apart. You have to be the calmest person in the room. Presence isn't about having all the answers. It's about being grounded enough to hold space for others to be real. When you model calm, even just by taking a breath before reacting, you give permission for others to breathe too. I've seen this with my own daughter, who's endured profound medical challenges. Sometimes all I can actually offer is my presence. And sometimes that's exactly what's needed. Not a fix, just a steady hand in the chaos. Let me close with this. Psychological safety doesn't eliminate stress. It gives people the courage to walk through it together. And you don't need a title to offer that kind of safety. You just need intention. A commitment to showing up, staying curious, and listening even when we're tired. So whether you're leading a team or parenting through a hard season or trying to hold a marriage together in the middle of a storm, start here. Create space, ask better questions, lead with presence, and always make it feel safe for others to be seen. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me for a few minutes on Jeremiah's Porch Talks. Rain or shine, I'll see you next time. And always remember to keep the most important things the most important things.